Peace, peace, peace. Peace and blessings. I'm live. I had some technical difficulties uh, before this, before I decided to jump on here. I was going to go live either way, but I just wanted to let people know what happened to me before we decided to go on and do this live. Okay. So what happened was about 45 minutes ago, all the lights in the all the electric went off in the neighborhood. They said maybe a tree hit the power cord or something. So that meant no lights. That meant no AC. That meant you know everything. You know what I'm saying? We wouldn't have been able to do the live. No Wi-Fi or anything. Okay. Why is this going? Give me a sec.
They're still on.
All right. I know. All right. Peace. Peace. All right. So I was getting ready to do this live in the car. You know what I'm saying? That's how important I feel like this information is, family. You're coming in, say what's up, say peace, good evening, however you say it. But the reason why we're here tonight, okay, is because I wanted to run down the story of of this journey real quick before I bring my man on. Okay. Uh, First, uh, I wanted to interview Bobby because I ran into Bobby through through watching the boy Yaki. Okay, so I ran into Bobby through watching Yaki, and then through that, uh, through Bobby, I got linked on to this guy named Kevin Ramon. Okay, and the stuff that he was saying, okay, was so profound. Okay, I mean, I know he wasn't even getting a lot of, a lot of people wasn't praising him at the time. You know what I'm saying? But I continued to follow this guy because of the stuff that he was saying. Uh, you just couldn't deny it. I mean, he had some profound truths. Okay, am I still on? Because I can't see myself. Phone keeps going out. But
I'm behind them.
you got it? All right, cool.
Do your phone need charge?
Pardon me, I'm new to this. So yes. So I came across Kevin Ramon's profile, and I've been following the guy ever since. Since then, he came out with a book. He dropped his book, and I read the book this morning. And let me tell you, this book is dope. What's up, Art? I'm seeing comments and stuff. The only thing I can't do is I don't know, for some reason my phone keeps blacking out, so I can't see nothing. I'm new to this. Yeah, give me a second. But without further ado, let me bring my boy Kev Ramon in, and then we'll start the live.
I thought it was already started.
All right. There he is. All right, cool. Kev, you there? Can you hear me?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
All right,
Can you
cool.
hear me?
So,
Is there a delay?
yes. So here we go. It is a delay. It is a delay. I don't know what's going on. Maybe it's because the power just came back on or something.
It's just a nut.
But anyway, to my people that are watching, the people that are doing it, okay? Imagine the discipline that it takes to eat one thing for one day. Okay, one thing. I've seen it happen. A lot of people don't have discipline for one day to eat one thing. Okay. Then imagine the discipline it takes to do 3 days. I just came off of 3 days. I know the discipline that it takes. Okay. But imagine going 100 days like Bobby did. You know what I'm saying? The discipline that it takes, the amount of discipline that it takes to do that. Okay. And then I want you to imagine yourself going 160 days eating just one thing. Okay. That's what this guy here has done. Okay. Now, first, before we start, Kev, I appreciate you for giving your time, giving your energy, and giving your wisdom. And like I said on your post, man, I said you was a mix between Samuel L. Jackson and like a wise Buddhist. You know what I'm saying? And I really meant that because I couldn't think of nothing else that came to mind other than those two, like the mixture between those two. You know what I'm saying? So I'm very happy to have you on here, and I'm proud of you, man. That I've seen your growth. It's like I feel like I know you because I've been watching you for a while, and I've watched you grow spiritually because there wasn't nothing else left. It was just you were eating watermelon. You were already at the level of simplicity that most people were trying to reach. So when I saw you, I mean, I watched you more and more, and it just seemed like you were starting to vibrate higher and higher and higher and higher. And I just wanted to let you know that I appreciate you, and you've made an impact in my life also, man.
I have a
Because
question for him too.
okay, get human, all right. So yeah, so before the questions and everything start, I just want to let you know that, man, that I appreciate you 100%.
Hey, I appreciate you, brother. And thank you for inviting me on. You know,
No
and
doubt.
as I
So,
said, it's great to finally like really get to talk to you, to like really get to
yeah,
talk
no
to you.
doubt.
Yeah, I'm ready
Yeah,
to go. Yeah, I'm
yeah,
excited.
no doubt. Because before that, we've only met through I mean, a consultation or so, or people was actually coming to me, like I told you before. People were running from you, right? Because they said you were mean, right? And they came to me thinking that I was the better option. And then I end up telling them the same thing. And then I don't see them no more. You know what I'm saying? But I
Wow.
remember you saying, but I know you say you did that purposely, right? Tell us why that you do that purposely.
The real one's gonna stay. You know, people that are meant to be in your life will be in your life, and those that aren't won't.
Mm,
So I just be myself
mm,
unapologetically. I mean, this is
mm,
just how I am, you know, but
yeah.
I do strive to be as, let me see. I'll say it like this. I know that when I say things a certain way, it's going to piss people off. I know it
Mm,
before I say it, before I put it out there. And I
mm,
try to make it as, the only word that keep coming to my head is offensive. You know, I'm just
mm,
telling the truth, but I don't water it down. I don't sugarcoat it at all. That's what I always
mm,
strive to do. And I put it out there because people that are not meant to be in my life are going to be offended by it. Good. Get the fuck out of here.
mm,
Stop following me.
mm,
Unfriend me. Block me. I don't want people in
yeah.
my life, you know, that are not meant to be there. So
Mm.
that's the way I filter people out. That's how I filter people out.
So you look at do you look at that as a boundary, or do you just like you said look at it as all right? I'm not going to waste any time on this type of energy, or even trying to understand somebody or something like that.
It's more that I feel, you know, certain people are not worthy of me,
Mm,
right? Only the pure in heart are worthy of me, right? And so, but some people will try to hang around, you know,
mm,
and just be nosy, just leech, just try to, gain in any way they can, like whatever the case, whatever the reasons, you know.
Hmm.
I don't want
Yes.
people that's not pure in heart in my life at all. So,
Right.
you know, I don't really see it. I never thought of it like that, like as a boundary. Um, it's just really chasing demons away, basically.
Hmm. Yeah.
You know,
That's dope.
and
I kind of look at, I mean, I kind of do the same thing, but I just, those are my boundaries. You know what I'm saying? There's just certain things, certain energy that I don't allow myself to mix with, man. You know what I'm saying?
see, the
Because
thing is like, oh, go ahead, go ahead.
no, go ahead, go ahead,
I didn't know
go
you were
ahead,
still talking. I wasn't trying to cut you off.
no, go ahead. Do your thing.
No, I was just gonna say that you know, the pure in heart will never be offended by the truth. You know, everybody that has something negative to say about me, they never say I lie.
Mm,
Their issue is not with me. Their issue is with the truth. That's a
mm,
personal problem. It has nothing to do with me.
yes,
You know,
the
the
trigger
issue is not
man.
with me because if I said something complimentary, then they would love me. I
Right.
don't care about being loved. I love myself. I don't need people to love me.
Mm,
You know,
dope.
so I do. Like, I guess I do. You know, I set out to offend as many people as possible, and those who
Mm,
stay, I consider the real ones.
mm.
So yeah,
I don't really look at it as offending people if you're telling the truth. You know what I'm saying?
no, but people that know, I
But some
know
people are offended by the truth.
they're offended by the truth. You understand what I'm saying? It's never me.
Mm,
It's never
yeah.
me. That's why I don't stop, because I know it's not me.
Mm,
It's the truth they don't like.
mm. Right.
So, in
Right.
setting out to speak the truth as boldly and just bluntly and just directly, no filter, no sugar, no water, just raw.
Right.
The real ones are gonna stay, and the
Right.
fake ones are gonna be offended.
Mm,
You know, it's not, of course,
dope.
it's not me, but still. So I'm striving to, in that's how, in that regard, I'm always like aiming to offend as many people as possible just from speaking the truth,
Mm,
right? Just putting the
mm.
truth out there and letting the truth do what it do. You know,
Word.
I ain't scared of people being mad at
Right.
me. So
That's why I called you a truthitarian, man. You know,
that's
um,
funny.
which is dope. A truthitarian. So tell me what life was like before this lifestyle, before you came into this lifestyle. What was Kev like before we get into, you know, your accomplishments and we get into this book, which I think is dope. Tell us what your life was like before you came into this lifestyle.
Sheesh, how far back you want to go?
Let's go back right before what made the change, what made you want to change.
Okay, so you know, I was a standard American diet junkie. You know, I was addicted to the fullest, like most people are, and I was overweight. So I was probably about 80 pounds, somewhere around there. I dropped 80 pounds, so I don't know where I'm
Okay.
at now, because I know. But yeah, so I dropped. So it was my weight loss journey, you know, that
Mm,
eventually led me to this journey. Um,
mm,
and through my weight loss journey, I started um, paying closer attention to what I was eating. So I
mm,
started reading. That's when I started reading labels, because I was trying to lose
mm,
weight. Like the weight wasn't coming off, and I understand it because I
mm,
was working out every day. I was being consistent. I understand why the weight was coming off. You know,
mm,
so that's when I started, you know, reading labels and paying attention to what I was eating. And you know, the more I learned, you know, the more shit I just stopped leaving alone. And I eventually ended up with fruit because nothing else made sense. You know, everything else was linked to some sort of disease. It had something in it. It had a lot of ingredients in it linked to some sort of disease.
Mhm.
Everything. So, you know, that's probably about, you know, I don't know, like, I don't know, maybe like around 10 plus years of research. I think like the timeline, you know, I never kept track of any of these things. So I just guess at the timeline. But yeah,
So when you say research, so was there people you were reading or different people you were following or anything like that, or you were just going balls to the wall, just researching and by yourself on the internet, anything like that?
yeah, it was just me. You know, it's
Yeah.
not hard. Like, it's not hard. You know, I'm actually gonna teach a class tomorrow. I'm starting, and right now it's scheduled to be a weekly class in the Watermelon Washout VIP, where I'm going to be teaching people how to research what they eat. Because I gave a homework assignment in there, and where, you know, I told her, I said, if you were craving something, like if you fell off, what would you go back to? Like, what would be the first thing you would go to? And, you know, people, you know, name different things. And I said, okay, look up all the ingredients in that. And then pull out one and look up the side effects of that. And they did that. And, you know, they did good, but I can help them simplify it and, you know, make it a lot easier. And so as a group, we're going to do that every Wednesday. You know, we're going to pick a different item, you know, and we're going to go through it together, you know, and I'll just, because some of the people, like, they posted that, like, yo, I like just getting straight to the point. Like, what's the side effects? I don't need all this, like, all these fillers in between. Like, just get to the point. You know, I don't like to do all that reading. So, you know, I was just going to, you know, walk them through how I do it. Cause, you know, the things, my research is, what's the side effects? That's all I want to know. I don't need to know who the doctor was or who the research. I don't need to know the college or none of that shit. Just what are the side effects, you know? So yeah, we're gonna start doing that.
Yeah.
And then we got a group chat doing that in a, you know, regular Watermelon Washout, the general admission side. And in the group chat, we're doing the same thing. So we about to go into that and get into that deep, because that's what led me to fruit. That's why, like, I just won't. It ain't even that I won't. I can't eat none of that no more because I know too much about it. I can't.
Right.
So,
Shouts to everybody in the Watermelon Washout. Shouts to everybody participating in the Watermelon Washout. Shouts to Bobby. Shouts to Lachey and the rest of the people in there, man. You guys are changing lives. I'm friends with a lot of them, and they come out of that group still vibing high, and I know that's due to you guys. So shouts to you guys for that. What I wanted to ask, during your journey, did you notice a mental change in yourself? And at what point did you start to notice a change in yourself, inside of yourself? Not just the physical changes, the mental.
during my fruit journey, or like the whole part of, like, what
During before you transitioned, before you decided to actually, you know, your first day, because I think it was your first day. I think I remember you saying you went and got a. I've been watching you for a while. I think you said you threw some chips away and then you went back to get the chips.
Oh yeah, that was my first day. That happened the night before I started the watermelon last year.
Oh, okay.
That's what I was doing the night
All right,
before.
Okay, so start from there then. Start from there. That's perfect.
Okay.
The change you noticed, from everything you started. If you can share with us the physical and the mental changes, because the majority of our viewers, they never went through that before. So
Yeah. Um, well, physical changes, I didn't get into it for that, you know. Um,
mm,
like I didn't get into this to, try to reverse anything, you know. I got into this to prevent, you know.
mm,
This for me is about prevention. It's about
mm,
holding on to my health, so I don't lose it. It's about taking care of it, valuing it, cherishing it, you know. It's about loving myself. So like the physical,
mm,
like I wasn't like struggling, like I wasn't suffering from anything, physically speaking. Um, but for me, the benefits, the most significant benefits for me they're all spiritual,
mm,
because
yeah,
I've been on my spiritual journey for close to 30 years, and I transformed a lot on the standard American diet. I
mm,
transformed a lot. Like I became just a brand new person while still eating bullshit.
oh, okay,
And so, but what happened was, and I even like I overcame a lot of addictions during that period and everything. But what happened was, I was basically I came to a fork in the road. I had this experience where um, I guess you could say it was communicated to me that I was at a fork in the road, and if I wanted to continue growing spiritually, then I had to you know embrace this fruit lifestyle,
mm,
and if I was cool where I was at and didn't want to go no further, then I could continue eating the way I was. At the
mm,
time I started eating fruit, as an adult, I had never eaten fruit, and I was starting to eat fruit, but I'm like, I don't know where I was at, but I was nowhere near, full fruit, like 100%, like I'm just starting out. And
mm,
so, I chose fruit, I chose growth. Um,
mm,
just some of the changes during that period that I noticed about me. And again, these are all spiritual. You know, I became fearlessness. I became fearless. I became
mm,
fearless. I became really just courageous and bold. You know, um,
mm,
like the way I speak now came out of that.
mm.
You know, um, my level of I don't
So
give
you
a
were never
fuck.
like that before.
Not to this
You were never
degree.
like that before.
Not to this
No.
degree.
Okay.
Not to this degree.
Mm,
No. I mean, a little bit, but you grow, like there's levels to everything, right? You know,
absolutely.
so we all got a little bit of it in us, right?
Mm,
But it was nothing like this. Like I never had people. I mean, I did, but it was very minimal. Like the way people get pissed off at me, it was
mm,
never like that. Like
mm.
not like that. Like every now and then, yeah. I mean, that's probably true for everybody, but nothing like this. Like
Right.
it's like that's part of my reputation now.
Right.
And just
Right.
I guess the strength that I tapped into to where like I'm on social media and like I get it. See, people, they talk about how I respond to people, but they don't talk about what they say to me. I get attacked a lot.
Yeah. They do that. Oh
You
yeah.
know what I'm saying? I get attacked.
I see it. I
There's
see it.
trolls, you know. And I mean, just what I'm saying with that is none of it affects me. These are the types of things that I feel like were birthed from, you know, that 160 days of watermelon. Like you gotta, like, this is not for the weak. You know, this social media game and like putting your life out there and speaking so boldly and fearlessly and spreading the truth, like speaking the truth, even when you know it's gonna offend people. It ain't a lot of people doing that.
Yeah,
You know,
you're absolutely right.
ain't a lot of people doing
Absolutely
that because they scared. You know, most people are dominated by fear and don't even know it. Like, I'm not saying I'm 100% fearless, but I'm pretty fucking close, I feel. You know, like these are the types of things. Like this person, see, like if you want your life to change, first you have to change. So like this version of Kev Ramon now was not this version like just a couple years ago, you know, and because of that, so many doors are starting to open up for me, and I'm starting to go places that the older version of Kev Ramon could have never went, because I'm on the battlefield. I said I'm on 4 platforms, putting my life out there, like sharing my life to the world.
Yeah.
I get attacked on all 4.
Oh yeah. I don't know how you stay on. I don't know how you stay on. I got ticked off. I don't know how you stay on.
No, I get that. Like TikTok is, I mean, I'm trying to, like, I'm really, especially on Facebook, you know, I can't, like, I'm really active on Facebook no more because we got the watermelon washout, and, you know, Facebook be tripping. Like, they'll place restrictions on my account and pull some shit up from 2 years ago.
Yeah.
You know, so I'm really laying low on Facebook while we got this watermelon washout going on. Because, you know, I don't want, you know, I'm not going to do nothing to fuck that up, you know.
Yeah.
So, but the other platforms, you know, it's on and popping.
You go in.
I done been like banned on all of them, or my account, like whatever. Like, I don't care about that.
Right.
Like, I don't care. You know what I'm saying? Because I can't be stopped.
There you go.
I just can't. So I know that. I'm walking into destiny right now. I can't be stopped. Like, I've been hearing like things that are just starting to happen. I've been hearing this for a lot of years. I've been hearing this for probably close to maybe like around 10 years, like in different ways. Like I've seen it. Like, this can't be stopped. Like, I've already seen it happening. So it can't be stopped. Like, what's happening right now is about to be so fucking big. Like, remember I said this. It's gonna be so fucking big. We about to turn the world upside down. It's gonna be on that magnitude. So
I believe it, family. I believe it, definitely.
About restrictions on my account, I don't give a fuck. Like, it's gonna happen.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I just been being patient with it, you know, as best as I can, and just, you know, doing me. But I had to become this person for these doors that are opening up now for me to open up. And when I say I had to become this person, I mean everything about this version of me now. You know, that mean, rude, whatever person that some people think I am. See, that's, some people think that. Most people seem to just rock with me. A lot of people have expressed that they appreciate how honest I am, and that I don't water shit down, and that I do tell it like it is. You know,
Right.
it ain't like the people that follow me. It ain't. I'm like, it's not just an audience full of people that feel like I'm mean or whatever. There's a lot of people that follow me that got love for me and respect for me and tell me keep doing it just like that. Keep doing it. Keep going. Keep going. So fuck them others. I don't give a fuck about what they say. Them are not my people. Look, see, and this is something too, like self-love. Like when you really love yourself, you don't care if people come and go. You got you. You don't need nobody else. I don't need nobody. Like it don't matter who comes or who goes. You know, like most people need somebody else to feel fulfilled or complete or special or loved. I get that from me. I don't need that from me. You know, it's great to get it from other people. It's great. Like I love when people, you know, show love and express gratitude. Like I love that. But if it all stopped, I'm still gonna be me. Nothing is gonna change. I'm still gonna have peace. I'm still gonna be grateful. Like nothing changes. You know, I'm my best friend. I'm my best friend. You know, I hang with me more than anybody. Like my relationship with myself is so solid. It just don't matter. Like I could ride solo for the rest of my life. It don't matter. I'm still gonna be full of peace and joy and grateful and full of love. Like nothing's gonna change. So those are the types of benefits that I love. Like I'm all about growing spiritually. I'm not really that attached to this physical world. You know, because this whole physical world, like none of this is real anyway. And it's all temporary. Everything, you know, 100 years from now, like none of this shit gonna matter. You know what I'm saying? Like there was people that was living 100 years before us, 200 years before us. Nothing. Who are like their lives don't matter now at all. You know, this world is not real. You know, it's just it's like a playground. It's a playground for say like spirit beings inhabiting human form and having experience as human beings. That's all this is.
Absolutely.
It is for a temporary amount of time, and then the game is over. Spirit leaves the body drops dead, and that's that. Game over. It's just a game. Like I don't take none of this serious. Like I can't. I can't because I know too much. Like I know it's not real. You know, none of this, all these fucking systems in place, none of it's real. I'm just, my thing. Go ahead. I'm talking a lot. Go ahead.
No, I was agreeing. I was saying that I was like the Matrix, man. Yeah, no, I get it. The world just pulled over our head, and that's what it's about, man. Getting down to the raw truth, and that what you just said right there is the raw truth of this existence. A lot of people can't accept that, and I think that's where a lot of people are having the problems. Something else that you said was dealing with fear. You know, a lot of things are fear based. You know. When you get over that fear, I don't think there is anybody that can stop you or stop anybody if you get over that fear of anything. You know what I'm saying? Like you said, everything is temporary. And then while we're here in this temporary reality, we're living somebody else's reality. You know what I'm saying? So once we break from that, I think we're here to express ourselves at the highest form. And once we get into doing that, then I don't think we can be stopped. So what I wanted to ask you about was the book. Okay. Now I read this book. Okay, I read it today because it's not a long read. It's a short read actually. If you're into reading, it's not a long read. But what the chapter that I really got into, that I really loved, was chapter 3, with overcoming addiction. What the thought management? Okay, the thought management part of it, the energy management, and the reprogramming your mind. Okay, those were some of my favorite parts, because when you're talking about overcoming addiction, you know, I've been doing this coaching thing for a while now, and I realized very quickly that we wasn't talking about food. We were talking about some deep rooted stuff that they needed to get past. Or I felt like I was wasting my time talking about food. You're really wasting your time, you know, trying to tell them what to eat and try to get them what to stop to eat. I feel like we really had to get to the raw root of what was going on with some of these people in some of these environments and some of these people's houses. Um, could you talk a little bit about, well, first, before we get into the book, what made you want to write the book? Or was it just like the downloads you were getting? You know what I'm saying? Uh, did you just want to, was it part of your spiritual growth, or something that told you like, look, man, I need to just write a book about all this because I'm tired of saying the same thing over and over again?
No, it needed to be written. You know, it needed to be
Mm.
written. You know, I knew that it was needed because nobody's talking about it. And it needs to be
Mm.
talked about because, you know, it's truth that sets us free. Right? Nothing else can set us free. Truth that sets us free. You know, lies are the cause of all suffering. Right? And people are addicted to this standard American diet because one thing, you know, probably the main reason why it's so socially acceptable is everyone thinks it's food, right? And it's not. Like you, in talking about it, you refer to it as food. That shit is not food.
Poison.
You know, food don't, you know, increase your chances of getting cancer or heart disease or diabetes or Alzheimer's or heart attacks and et cetera, et cetera. Food don't do that.
Yes.
It's just like your wife is poison. It's poison. It's drugs. Right? That's what it is. The brainwashing is to call it food.
Mm.
When you start calling it what it is, your eyes start to open. The more you call it what it is, your eyes start to open. And then it's easier to leave that shit alone. When you call it food all the time, it's easy to eat it. But if you start calling it poison, it's going to be a little harder to eat it. You know, if you start calling it drugs, it's going to be harder to eat it. And the more you hear yourself say that, you eventually get to a point where you don't even want it no more. You know, and nobody's saying that. Nobody's saying.
And that's where, is that where the part of your book with thought management came about?
The thought management is different than that.
Explain to us a little bit about that.
Thought management is more about controlling what you think about. You know, thinking with intention. You know, monitoring every thought that comes into your head. And either, you know, and you're making conscious choices that you will either give this thought attention or you're going to ignore it. And making these decisions intentionally. Because we're all making these decisions, but without intention. Right? And so because we don't understand this process, by default, we tend to give our attention to negative thoughts and ignore the positive. You know, like, you know, you take, for example, you know, you're going through your day. You're having a great day. and then you have one negative experience. And that whole day is ruined because of this one negative experience. But it's not because of the experience. It's because now you're choosing to focus all your energy and attention on this one negative experience and ignore all the good things that happened in that day. And when you focus on, like, whatever you focus on is going to increase. So you're giving all your energy into, you totally forgot how great of a day you was having. You're totally now you're ungrateful. Now you're complaining about this one thing that happened when probably thousands of good things that happened in your day, and you're ignoring all of it. That's like default programming, you know. And so
I was going to say that.
Thought management is about taking charge of your thought process. Stop letting that just go on autopilot. Take the wheel. Start driving. Take control. When you do that, then you flip that. Instead of giving all that attention to what you feel is a negative experience, give that attention to all of the positive experiences happening in your day. Because from the instant you wake up, you're just receiving gifts all throughout the day. Waking up is a gift. Making it to work safely is a gift. Making it to all of your destinations, these are all gifts. Making it home safely is a gift. Having your health is a gift. Having something to eat is a gift. A place to stay. Like, there's like every day we're gifted in so many ways. And we forget all of that, and we ignore all of that just because one thing happened that we didn't like. So thought management is just about taking control of that process and intentionally choosing what you want to think about, right? So if you set out, you start off the day, you know, I'm going to have a good day today. I'm going to be happy today. Then from there, thought management is allowing yourself to only think about thoughts that are going to support your happiness. And if it doesn't support happiness, then you ignore it. And that's basically like whatever it is, whatever it is, happiness, peace, like whatever. That's
dope. I got you. So peace to everybody that's in here, man. I'm not ignoring you guys' comments. I'm really listening to what he's saying. I'm deep in it too. So so what we're talking about is Kev's book, okay? The book is Overcoming Addictions, okay? I put the link scrolling across the bottom, okay? Now, I'm a reader, okay? I wanted to get the book, just to support the bro. And then when I was bringing him on it live, I was like, let me read it today. I wasn't going to read it. But then I read it, and I was like, man, this book is really dope. And it's really simple talking about addiction. But it really, I'm telling you, you guys just have to go get it. Trust me. Download it now. I mean, it's only $8, $7 or $8. Download it. I'm telling you, man, it's the information in there is priceless. When you talk about therapy and going to therapists and stuff like that, trying to get to the root of your problems, trying to overcome addiction, this book really takes you through the process, step by step. I mean, the other part is energy management, and then reprogramming your mind. Those are things that we talk about in addiction all the time, right? Those are the things that we need to tackle to get to the root before you can even start talking about trying to stop eating something or food, because food is everywhere. It's ingrained in our society. That's why it is the hardest. The hardest is poison. You're right. So it's ingrained in our society. It's everywhere. It is the basis, the foundation, especially in American society. I know people that won't go nowhere if there ain't no food there, or if there ain't no poison there. Okay. I know people that won't even go. They won't even go. So I started reading this book and I was like, yo, this needs to be out here, man. It needs to get out further. It needs to get out there. So if you're watching this, if you're checking it out, definitely go download the book. And just remember, I told you so. I mean, this book right here, it really gets down to it without none of the filler, okay, that they give you. None of the filler, no talking about this, no talking about that. It just gets right down into the point. And I'm telling you, that those who read it or read it a little bit so far, they'll be able to tell you. So again, what I don't think I really got the fully gist of what made you what empowered you to write the book.
Yeah, that's it, man. It's truth sets us free. Nobody's talking about this. The standard American diet kills more people than anything else on the planet. If you were to combine every war we've ever been in and every other cause of death, the standard American diet kills more than all of them other causes of death combined.
Even malpractice?
Everything combined. Everything. The standard American diet. You wouldn't have malpractice if you was eating right.
Bad.
You wouldn't have to go to the hospital if you was eating right. If we all ate right, hospitals would be out of business. There'd be like maybe 2 or 3 instead of hundreds. You wouldn't need all these hospitals. You just need hospitals for like, broken bones or stuff like that, maybe, or like you get shot or something, fall off a ladder, or, accidents like that. You fall down some stairs, or like stuff like that. Not because you have heart disease, because you don't know how to eat, or you have cancer, or all these different things. So the standard American, not only does the standard American diet kill more people than every other cause of death combined, more people are suffering from the standard American diet more than every other cause of suffering combined. Everything. Like, it's not even close. And they call this food. And they say things like heart disease and cancer, like these are natural causes of death. All diseases diet related. All of it. 100%. It's bodily poison. That's all it is. Your body was poisoned. There's something in your body that's not supposed to be in there. Now, how it got in there, primarily is through what people eat and drink. But it could be a vaccine. You know what I'm saying? It could be something you're breathing, like these toxic so-called house cleaners, cleaning chemicals, whatever. I don't know if you ever read the labels on them. That shit is full of poison. However it happens, something that got in your body that's not supposed to be in there. The primary way is through our diets. The standard American diet. And it's nothing on the planet is more addictive than the standard American diet. You could take every drug combined. It doesn't come close to how many people are addicted to the standard American diet. So I don't remember how in depth I go about the standard American diet in the book, but these things need to start being said, and nobody's saying it. Nobody's really referring to this as an addiction, like really taking it serious. Like, people are not really taking this serious. This should be taken serious. Look how many people are dying and suffering from this. And it's really an addiction. And the only thing that's addictive is drugs. Food is not addictive. Drugs are addictive. They're making these things addictive because they're in business to make money. They make it addictive to get you hooked, so you'll keep buying it, so they'll get rich. That's the game. That's why they got scientists in laboratories formulating all these chemicals and mixing all this shit together and testing it out on mice and shit and seeing how addictive it is. You know, I don't know if you familiar with that study with the sugar and the mice. It was sugar, mice, and cocaine.
No.
But basically, I don't know like all the details. Basically, they, you know, I'm just assuming because I didn't read all the research. So I'm assuming, you know, they gave mice cocaine at one point, then they stopped, and then they gave the mice sugar. Then they put mice in an enclosure with cocaine and sugar, and the mice chose the sugar over the cocaine.
Yeah.
Right?
Had to be processed sugar, yeah. Definitely.
Yeah, I mean, that's all sugar is processed. Sugar is man-made.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right? So that's how addictive it is.
Yeah.
Sugar is a drug.
Because
sugar is a drug. It's a drug. I've been posting about sugar like in the group. Like there's at least 30 different diseases that sugar increases your chances of getting. It's a drug. It does the same. It has the same effect.
I just didn't want people to get confused before. I just didn't want people to get confused between, you know, the natural fructose, glucose, that breaks down into the sugar that we need for our body. That's all.
But I didn't say fructose or glucose.
That's processed sugar.
Sugar. When you go in the grocery store, and you see them bags that say sugar. That is not in fruit.
That's true.
That is man-made. That's man-made.
Oh, the name of his book is called Overcoming Addictions. It's scrolling at the bottom of the ticker. It's called Overcoming Addictions. You follow that link, you can download it right now. You could be reading it right now. No, you're absolutely right, bro. You know, I talk about people, and I talk about you know, the different types of sugar and all these different sugars. And I finally, what I did is I finally stopped following what they were doing, because I realized I was spending my time pulling back all the stuff that they laid down, and I was wasting a lot of time on that. So, you know, I started being more simple, started breaking things down a lot more simple to people, to get them to move away from that stuff. And you know, I wanted people to know the difference between the high fructose corn syrup, because it's in everything. It's in all the poisons. You know what I'm saying? It's the #1 poison, and they keep renaming it. They just keep renaming it, and I don't have the time to keep up with all these different names for all these different types of sugars. You know what I'm saying? But you know, when I'm teaching people the biology aspect, I just want people to know, you know, real food breaks down into glucose and fructose that we need for that turns into ATP, which is pure energy that we need for our bodies. But
see, that's too scientific.
Ramon, yeah, I know, it's too scientific for you, but that's where I come from. I come from that background.
Yeah.
I come from that background, man. But man, what you're saying is 100%. Like, they don't need to know all that, because what you're saying is cutting through all that straight to the truth of what they need to know. You know, because when you start talking about all that, then they'll start presenting you with these books and showing you all these web pages and showing you all this other stuff. And it gets away from the most important thing, is what the addiction is. And like you said, I want to keep going back to that point. What you said is fear, man, because most people are afraid. Kev Ramon says the things that most people are afraid to say. I said this a long time ago. I got other videos where I didn't even know your name. I was like, there's one dude, he just, you know, breaks it down. You know what I'm saying? most people are afraid of offending someone, right? They're afraid of, uh, you know, what other people might say. They're afraid of what other people might think, and that is not living your truth, man. That is not. Something you said the other day that really resonated with, where you was talking about your moms, and you was talking about you didn't want to go to the birthday party, right? Because it was somewhere at a place where you really loved and you really ate that stuff. You know what I'm saying? So you didn't want to go there. Okay. I could really relate to that because I recently lost my mom from eating bad. Basically what it came to, and we wasn't really on good speaking terms at the time. So I beat myself up over it a lot. You know what I'm saying? But it was mostly because of that. I had the same mindset, bro. I didn't want to go around it. I didn't want to be around it. And then because of how I was her son, she didn't believe, she didn't want to believe that I could help her overcome this addiction. It was diabetes, you know what I'm saying? And it was, and I knew at the time, I knew I had the tools to help somebody that I loved. You know what I'm saying? But she didn't want to listen. So, I basically stayed away, and, and she passed away from it. You know what I'm saying? So when I heard that, it really hit, you know what I'm saying? But, I wanted her to know my truth. I really wanted her to know that was me now. You know what I'm saying? I didn't want to try to sugarcoat it. I didn't, I didn't want to tell her like, look, uh, it's okay to eat this and that, or slow down on this or slow down on that. I think I was too blunt with it. Like, no, you got to stop all that. You got to quit all of it. And so it really hit with me. You know what I'm saying? So I really appreciate you, especially when you talk about overcoming. You just got to be who you got to step into the person that you are, and then people will either accept you or they won't. You know what I'm saying? And that goes for family especially. You know what I'm saying? Because we do that for family sometimes. We're like, it's family, it's okay. You know what I'm saying? But everybody knows when I step into their household, they're going to hear it. You know what I'm saying? They're going to hear it. So if you don't want to hear it, don't invite me over. And that's just the bottom line.
That looks like a place for me to jump in.
That's the place for you to jump in. Sorry, I just jumped in. I just rambled on that.
No, you fair. I didn't know if
Now
you
would
was
be a
for it.
question. I mean, now would be a time before you start again. Before anybody, if anybody wants to drop any questions for Kev, drop them here in the chat, and I will definitely ask him why he's on here. This is another living legend, like I said. You might not be able to catch him pretty soon. He might get banned. You know what I'm saying? The brother's doing really dangerous stuff here. You know what I'm saying? He's doing something that not a lot of people was doing. So you got to catch him now. If you got some questions for the brother, definitely ask him now. Sorry, go ahead, bro.
I was just gonna add to what you were talking about, like with your
Go
mother,
ahead.
and
Go ahead.
going to
Please.
people's house and stuff like
Please
that.
do.
And
Please
yeah,
do.
you know, you gotta make a decision. And I've been through all of these stages. I've been through all of these. I've tried to fit in. I tried to, live this lifestyle and kind of blend into that other one, like me and my kids. Because I was a single parent to 3 children. And, one of our favorite things was going out to eat. And I mean, there's just a lot of like memories around that, places I drive by, like all that, and I had to let all of that go. But, it wasn't just instant. I used to go to these places with my kids and still try to do that and bring fruit with me, just bring my own food with me and sit there while they order like all the shit that I still love the way it tastes, and watching everybody, and I'm sitting here with fruit and I'm like, they not thinking about my fruit, but I'm like, I'm in a war zone. Like my whole time there is like, don't look at it, don't look at it, don't look somewhere else, look somewhere else. but I smell it, and then, I just like, I'm done. I gotta let it go. I gotta let it all the way go.
Right.
You gotta make some tough choices to live this lifestyle. There's a lot of tough choices that have to be made. You may have to cut off family. You may have to cut off friends. I mean, but you have to, like, what's more important? Your friends or your health? Family or your health? Like, what's more important? Like, some people, friends are more important. And, that's cool for them. Some people, family may be like, whatever. That's cool for them. But for me, nothing's more important than my health. Nothing. Nobody. I don't care who it is. Like, I really don't. So, whoever gotta go, gotta go.
Right.
Whoever gotta go, gotta go.
So
it could be my kids.
Bro.
I don't care. Like, I don't care who it is. Like, nothing comes before this. And nothing comes before spreading the truth. Nothing comes before truth in my life, period. Nothing. I'll be alone. I don't give a fuck. Like, I like being alone anyway.
Right.
Like, nothing in my life comes before truth and living this truth. So there's nobody I haven't cut off at some point in my life. But like, it always goes back to what I said earlier. The people that are meant to be in your life will be in your life. And those that are not won't. And I just don't like wasting time. So I'm going to be myself. I'm going to show the world who I am. And if you fuck with me, cool. And if you don't, cool. But I'm not going to be out here trying to be somebody. I'm not trying to, blend in and fit in with people that I don't blend in with, out of, like, I'm past that point where, like, I've done all of that. I've done it out of, loneliness, or, the fear of loneliness, or, the needing of companionship, and, all these different things. I've been through that stage already. I'm not there no more. Because the more you learn to love yourself, the less you need all of that. And the more you love yourself, the less you settle. So, like, earlier on, I would settle a lot. Just so, I could feel like I had some friends. So I could hang out with somebody, so people would want to hang out with me. So I would conform. I would blend in. I would compromise. Like, to some degree, I would sell out. I would sell myself out. It's like, you don't live like that no more. You ain't even trying to be like that no more. What are you doing? But it's all a progression, right? There's levels to this. It's progressive. So, I've been through all of those stages. There is no stage that anyone can go through that I haven't already been through. I just haven't got stuck in any of them. I keep evolving. I go through the stage. You're supposed to go through the stages. You're supposed to have those experiences. None of that is bad. It's all a part of the journey. It's all a part of growth. But if you stay stuck there, like, some people stay stuck trying to please people their whole life. They stay stuck in that stage or that phase. They never grow past that. And they're just people pleasers. I was there. I grew past that. Some people don't grow past that. Some people don't want to grow past that. And that's fine. Like I said, that's fine for them. That's not acceptable to me, though. Like, that shit don't make no sense to me, though. So, it's a lot. You got to make a lot of tough decisions in this lifestyle, and self-love is huge. You can't live this if that self-love is not strong, because you're gonna struggle. And it's gonna be hard, because it's a very isolating lifestyle. I mean, think about it. I don't go to no restaurant no more. All of the most popular places, I don't go to none of them. Like, you know how much that just reduced my social life because I don't go out to eat no more. It's what people love to do. You know, like I was just telling you, the family want to go out to this hibachi spot to celebrate my mom's birthday. I'm not fucking going. You know I don't eat that shit. If you wanted me to go, you would have it somewhere else. I'm not, and it's bigger than temptation for me. It's bigger than that. These are deep convictions. Like, I just can't. I don't want to be around that energy. Like, I despise that energy. I despise it. Hang on, shit. I don't celebrate birthdays anyway. I don't even believe in this shit.
No,
but I would have went if they had it at a park or something like that. I would have went. I would have went. But hey,
what are your thoughts on religion?
Anti. 100 billion%.
Simple enough.
It's a business. That's all it is.
Yeah.
It's a business. You know, and I mean, just, you know, I've been through that. I was a Christian almost 20 years. It's a business. The church, first of all, they're all registered with the state as a business. They're either registered as LLCs or corporations. All of them. It's a business. Second, they've all sold out to the government because they've all accepted that 501(c)(3) status, that tax exempt status. The government owns the church because they pay them. They pay them. The government can step in anytime. These people ain't out here about the truth, helping people get free. Because just like in the sick care industry, a patient cure is a customer loss. In religion, a person that comes into the knowledge of the truth is a church member lost. Because when you start walking the truth, then you know that
there's no way you're going.
They full of shit in here. That's why. That's why I left. It's all bullshit.
If you stop paying in that church, see if God leave them doors open. See if God find a way to keep them doors open for you to keep going into that church. For real. No, that was perfect, bro. I didn't want to go too deep into that, but there's a couple questions here for you. I can answer that for you. Somebody asked you, do you take B12? I know he don't take B12. That's an isolate. Somebody's asking, do you do any weight training, kid?
Yeah, I was just well, it wasn't really weight training. I was at the park though, getting a workout in. Like me, my son, and his friend, you know, we up there helping them practice. They play baseball. So I was getting a workout in, you know, while, you know, I'm hitting pitches to them and, you know, just different things, just banging out some push-ups. I got a gym in my house and I do weights. I'm not like super heavy into it because, you know, I'm not trying to be like Ronnie Coleman or no shit. You know what I'm saying? I just, you know, like my focus is on like just, you know, staying active, moving, mobility, functionality, you know, like these are my focuses. You know, I'm not trying to break no strength records. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know, I'm not trying to.
To be honest, I don't really think that's natural. You know what I mean?
None of that is natural. None of it. It's a completely unnatural lifestyle. Everything about everything. That's why they have to take unnatural substances to achieve those results. You know, it's completely unnatural and unhealthy. Absolutely.
Yeah, I
So
always try to think about when the beginning, what would we be doing? We didn't have no weights back then. We didn't have none of that stuff. You know,
you
it
could
just
do
wasn't
push-ups.
natural.
You could do push-ups.
You do push-ups, you can do pull-ups. That's why I'm really into the weightless workout now. I've been going out doing pull-ups on trees, and people be looking at me all crazy. I'll be going down to the park, doing the monkey bars, pull-ups on the monkey bars, push-ups and stuff like that. But
Mhm.
yeah, I was really into that for a while. Um, somebody asked me- somebody asked you, how do you get over loneliness?
You're never lonely. Or I'll say it like this.
Yeah.
You're never alone. And the more you become aware of that, then you just never lonely. You know, you're never alone.
Mm,
You get by yourself and you start really paying attention to just observing yourself.
mm,
You're never alone. Like I had shit pop up in my head that's just funny as fuck. Had me laughing my ass off. I'd be all by myself, like
mm.
in the physical realm. You know,
Mhm.
being alone is an
Yeah.
illusion. You know, you tune in to your inner
Hmm.
world with there's a whole world within you. How the
So
fuck you
much to
know?
do. Yeah.
How the fuck you lonely?
So much to do.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
No, fact.
so, you know, like my focus is not on this physical world. Like I'm detached. Like I'm pretty detached from this physical world. Like I really don't give a fuck about this physical world. You know, I'm in
Mhm.
tune with the spiritual world. That's what my focus is on. You know, that's why I love being by myself.
Mm,
You know, there's no distractions and I could tune in.
mm,
I love being by my
mm.
like when you love being by yourself, it's a wrap. No one
Yeah.
can have power or control over you anymore. The more you
Mm,
learn to love yourself, and that's a journey. It took me a lot of years to love myself because for most of my
mm,
life, I hated myself and wanted to kill myself.
mm,
Most of my life, there was nothing I liked about me. Like I hated being me.
mm,
So it was a journey to get to where I love myself. You know, I had to learn how to love myself. I had to learn how to not be so harsh on myself, to not judge myself or criticize myself all the time, and, you know, to show myself some fucking compassion, some understanding, some grace, you know, some forgiveness. I had to learn how to do those things.
mm.
You know, it's a journey. Like, I don't know how many years it took for me to get here, but it's worth the journey. Like it's
Mm.
like any relationship. You just don't have a physical partner next to you. Like the
Right.
relationship with yourself is just like any other relationship. You have to date yourself. You have to get to know
Absolutely.
yourself. You
Yeah.
know, you ask yourself questions. Like, why do I like this? You know, why is my favorite color blue? Why do I think
Mm.
like this? You know, it said you have to date yourself. You get to know yourself. You date
Yeah.
yourself regularly, frequently.
Yeah.
Spend
Yeah.
time with yourself. No one seems to want to spend time with themselves, and that's the most important relationship in your life.
Mm.
If you don't have a relationship with yourself, if you don't, how can you love someone else if you don't love yourself?
There it is.
Like all of your external relationships are reflections of your internal relationship. They're all
Mm.
reflections of your relationship with yourself.
Hmm.
So
Every
if
single one.
you're like hateful to you, like some people, like more people than not, you know, really shit on themselves. speak curses over themselves, degrade themselves, disrespect and dishonor themselves. So if they do that to themselves, what you think they're gonna do to you? They don't even love themselves. So it's the most important relationship. So I've just go ahead.
No, go ahead. I don't want to cut you off. Go ahead. You're spitting. Go ahead. Keep on.
Okay. Your camera had froze up for a little bit too.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, I mean, so there's nothing more important than that to me. I will never let me down. I will always be there for me. I mean, think about it. Who else do you spend more time with than yourself? You're with you 24/7. Like you're married, you and your wife live together, but y'all not with each other all the time. There's times when you are apart from each other. You're never apart from yourself. So man, I'm so happy that like I got to know me. And this contributes, to like my boldness, and my fearlessness, because I know me like pretty well, and I feel like I'm pretty fucking dope, and it look like you can't. How do you stop that? How do you stop that? Like you can't hurt my feelings. Like people say mean shit to me all the time. They talk about I'm mean. Like people be, directing all kind of mean and hateful and negative shit towards me. You can't move me though. Like, because I know who I am. See, this is a lot of people's problem. A lot of people's problem is they don't know who they are. So people can say anything and rattle you because you don't know who you are. I don't give a fuck what you say about me. Like you can't shake me. You can't rattle. You can't move me. You can't disturb my peace. I don't give a fuck what you say or think about me. Like I truly don't. Like I don't even give a shit. Like if I give it energy, it's because I just want to play with you. That's all I be doing. Like if I decide to, respond to somebody, I'm just playing with you. Like you a joke to me. You just a joke to me. I'm just fucking with you. That's it. Like you could never, like a person could never. Well, I ain't gonna say never, but it's hard to get. It's just really hard to get to me. It's really hard.
Nobody can hurt you more than you can hurt yourself, man. Once you, like you said, once you break that programming, it's a whole new world to learn, for sure. It's a whole new you to learn once you break the program.
What you just said is powerful, because that's really the truth. The truth don't hurt you. Like whatever somebody say to you, like say somebody say something hateful, mean, whatever, and now your feelings hurt, you're fucking crying and shit, whatever, feel sad. What they hurt my feelings? No. No one can hurt your feelings. No one can make you feel any kind of way. Your thoughts about what they said is what hurt your feelings. You could say the most mean, hateful shit to me. It could be whatever. I don't even give it attention. It don't, like, I have no value. I place no value on it. I have no respect for it. I just don't, like, it don't mean nothing to me because I know who I am. And I know these people don't. Only it's your thoughts that, if somebody feel like I hurt their feelings, no, you hurt your own feelings. Because it's your thoughts about what I said that hurt your feelings and not what I said. Why didn't you just ignore me? You could have did that.
That's it. Triggers, man. Something they need to pay attention to.
Why you care so much about what I said? Why you place so much value on it? Because you don't know who you are. your own thoughts
Mhm.
hurt your feelings, not me. I mean, there's a lot of reasons. That's another
Mm.
reason why I don't shrink back, because everyone wants to, no one wants to take responsibility for themselves. No one wants to take responsibility. The way you feel is your responsibility. I made a decision years ago to be happy. And in that decision, I said, I don't give a fuck what happens. I'm going to be happy. Period. It was a decision that I made. I make that decision
Yes,
every
sir.
day. It's a decision to choose to not allow people to rattle you or have any power in your life. If you say people hurting your feelings or whatever, why you give them that much power? Why are you giving them that kind of power in your life? That's your fault. You did that.
Mm.
You're the
Oh, yeah.
irresponsible one. It ain't me. Grow up. Take responsibility. You got all this power and you just giving it away to everybody, and you allow everybody to control how you feel, what kind of day you have in your mood, your energy. You're irresponsible.
Mm.
That's it. Grow up. Like, people be acting like kids. Grown ass people
Mm.
acting like children. Like, grow the fuck up. You ain't gonna put that shit on me. You ain't gonna make your problems my problems.
There it is. Yeah.
People try all the time. You could try as much
Oh,
as you
yeah.
want. I'm not accepting your problems. You have work to do on you. If I bother you, if I rattle you, that just means that you got work to do on yourself. And instead of trying to project that shit on me and make it my fault, you need to get yourself alone somewhere and go within and ask, what the fuck is wrong with me? Why did I give him that much power? Why do I even care what he said? You need to do some shadow work. You need to go within. Like, there's issues. That's your, like, check engine light is on. If I say something and
Mm.
you get rattled, your check engine light just came on. And you
Yeah.
need to be checking the engine instead of trying to check me, because I'm going to keep being me. Period.
Mm. Perfect. 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 I agree. I 100% agree, man. Those triggers they're there for a reason, man. If you get triggered by anything, it's something that needs to go. It's something that you need to think about. You know what I'm saying? Because like I said, when I heard you say that about your mom, it triggered me for a second. You know what I'm saying? But then I was like, I know why, because I was the same way. That's why it triggered me. But it doesn't take long because I've been on this path for a while too. So it didn't take me long to get there to that point. You know what I'm saying? Of understanding. You know what I'm saying? Of why it triggered me. You know what I'm saying? I've been working on myself for a very long time, and I 100% agree with you, man. All the
You
answers
see
that I
that?
need are inside.
Yeah. No, go ahead. My fault. Go ahead. Yeah.
No, that was it. I was done.
Now, I was just gonna say, if somebody ever said something that triggered me, I'm not gonna say shit to them. I'm gonna get off the
Mm.
fucking, like, if I'm on the internet, I'm getting off the internet and I'm gonna have a talk with me.
Mm.
Like, what the fuck is
Mm.
wrong with you? I ain't gonna say nothing to them. I'm gonna check me. They not the problem. If anything, I could tell them thank you, because they just exposed something in me or about me that I didn't know was there. And I need to address that. So if anything, I would say thank you for saying that. They helping me. They're just exposed some weaknesses in me. They just exposed something in me that needs to be healed. That's not even a bad thing. Like, I'm gonna go check me. I'm gonna go with them. I'm gonna see what's going on with me. And from there, it's like getting to the root of the matter, and then healing, getting past it, moving on. And now I'm a stronger and better version of myself. People don't see it like that. If they did, I would be helping a lot of people grow if they weren't so offended by the truth. But you can't grow when you're offended by the truth. How can you grow when you're offended by the truth, when it's the truth that sets you free? You can't.
They're not ready for that yet. The vibration is not that. You become a low vibrational being when you eat low vibrational things or dead things. And I always say, two people with two different frequencies, they can't occupy the same space for too long. That's just naturally what happens. You know what I'm saying? Just any more. Sorry, I'm trying to navigate this thing at the same time. I know I'm missing some questions. You see any questions over there, Kev?
I haven't really been looking in the comments.
Oh, okay, cool.
While we got this little break, I'm just shout some people up, shout some people out, like Douglas Smith, Nancy Cole, Nancy Loney, Wanky on YouTube, because I'm on YouTube too. The Whole Truth and Nothing But, Arthur Wood, Reek.
Arthur Woodard, that's my guy right there.
Just want to shout out Facebook and YouTube. Adina, what's up, Adina? Zach again. Lachey, what's good, Lachey? Lynette. James, my man James from the D. Did I say Arthur? What's good, Arthur? Lynetta, Danielle, Completely Cold, Randy, Lisa, 366. And yeah, I'll stop there. Just want to shout some people out, show some love.
No, I'm glad you did that, because I like the way I'm looking at this screen is like half cut off and everything, and I can hardly see any questions.
So while you look at that, watermelon bathroom break, bro.
Go ahead, do your thing. So we got about 20 more minutes left here. If you have any more questions, drop them in for Kev. Like I said, for the people that don't know Kev, it seems like a lot of people in here know Kev. For the people that don't know Kev, this guy has done over 160 days of eating watermelon only. So last year, he did that last summer. This summer, him, Bobby Smith, and Lachey Taylor, they have a watermelon washout group, okay, where they're doing 100 days of watermelon only, okay, and it's day 4, and I'm friends with a lot of those people in that group, and they're really vibing, really high. They're getting a lot of things done. I came into I started linking up with a lot of them from the last year. A lot of people that decided to join Bobby on his challenge, and I felt like I found my tribe, man. I felt like I've been preaching this information in my personal group for a long time, and it was a private group. Started out with maybe 100, 200 people. It's got it's still small. It's got like 700 people in it now, but I felt like when I started hearing these guys talk about eating fruit and mono eating, I felt like I found my tribe. I felt like, damn, where these guys been while I was on here fighting this war, this invisible war. But then, ever since then, it's made it so much easier to come on here and talk my truth. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't looked at like the crazy guy anymore. So if they have to ban me off another site, I'm just now getting my Instagram status back. But if they have to ban me off, I feel like they got to ban a lot of other people first. You know what I'm saying? Before they come to me. So I appreciate you guys. You guys that are out there that are definitely following the journey. And like I said, go check out the book. Anybody that knows me, anybody who's ever had a consultation from me, you know that we talk about addiction all of the time. Okay, we never hardly talk about food. You know what I'm saying? Because we can't even get to the food. We can't even get to the supplements or herbs until you start, really controlling your environment. We talk about environment all the time. Okay, you have to control that environment because if not, that environment is going to control you. We're most people are living in a fake reality, like Kev said, and that fake reality that you're living in, it controls every aspect of your life, not just one part, not just your eating, what you think, what you do, where you go, most of your day, okay, that you're spending in your day. There's a huge difference in days. If you're doing something you love to do, that you're passionate about, and busy all the time doing that, or if you're busy doing something you need to do. If you're at work, if you're here, you're running there, you're running. Those are two totally separate days, two totally separate. So that's all I wanted to say. My man Kev's back. Kev, so is there anything that you wanted to talk about this book, about getting this out here? Because I didn't even finish the book. I really went back because I really wanted to dive into the chapter 3. That was where it really got, it really got heavy to me. With reprogramming your mind. You want to talk a little bit about that?
Reprogramming your mind.
Yes.
Well,
because I had a couple questions in there. I can't remember the dude's name, but he was asking like, how do you get out of the corporate lifestyle, corporate? I guess he's stuck in a corporate job, corporate business job, and he wants to get out of that because it is the matrix.
okay. Well, I'll address it from, like a, I guess, not really nutritional, maybe dietary standpoint. I really didn't want to use that word either, but I don't want to spend a lot of time trying to figure out the right word. So, like when it comes to what you're eating, what you're putting in, like primarily what you're eating, drinking, right? Mm-hmm. So reprogramming your mind in this regard, you have to stop reinforcing the current programming, right? So this is why, I refuse to call anything in the standard American diet food. Because they brainwashed us or they programmed us to call it food. That's the program we're running on. That's the program that is just destroying our lives. Every time you call it food, you're reinforcing that program. You can't reprogram your mind when you say the same things that they said to program your mind. You have to say something different to program your mind different. I refuse to call that shit food. I call it what it is. And really, that's all it comes down to. It always comes down to truth. Reprogramming, our minds were programmed with lies. Everything we've been taught when it comes to how to eat and what we should eat, and our nutritional needs, everything we've been taught were lies. Our minds were programmed with lies. So you reprogram your mind with the truth. So I'm not going to call it food. I'm going to call it what it really is. It's poison. It's drugs. It's toxic. That's what I call it. That's what reprogramming your mind is. You have to, become aware of the truth first, and then you start speaking the truth and you stop speaking the lies. And it's really just as simple as that. There's a lot to it, because, that accumulation of truth you know, I've been, you know, so effective in reprogramming my mind onto fruit because I've studied, you know, everything I was eating in the standard American diet. You know, I researched all of that, like the ingredients. Like I know that it's poison. You know, I know that it's full of drugs because only drugs are addictive. There is no such thing of a food addiction. Food is not addictive.
Right.
Drugs are addictive. There's
Right.
drug addiction. There's no such thing of food addiction. So I will never say food addict because there's no such thing as that. You're a drug addict.
Fact.
Just like I was a drug addict.
Hmm.
You know, so once once you're gifted or once your eyes are open to a truth, now you got to speak it and you got to stop speaking the old. You got to start speaking the new. This is how you
I got a
reprogram.
question for you. Oh, no, that was perfect, man. That was a perfect answer. I got a question for you. What about did you have any other addiction? Sex addiction. There's all kind of addictions. Do you have any other addictions? Because I know you know, especially with if you can control what you put into your mouth, you can control any other addictions. Did you have any other ones before you came into fruitarianism?
A lot.
Yeah,
I mean, the standard American diet is the boss, though. That's
the
the boss
boss.
of all addictions. Like, you know, on a video game, you fight all these enemies. You know, the first one is like ain't shit to beat, and then the next one is a little bit hard, and the next one a little bit hard, and they gradually get harder and harder. And then you meet the boss after you beat all. That's what the standard American diet is.
Hmm.
Everything pales in comparison to the standard American diet in regards to addictiveness.
So
So, but you know, the little lesser imps, yeah. You know, I used to smoke cigarettes. I was hooked on cigarettes. I used to, you know, be an alcoholic. I used to be, I don't care what the fuck people say about marijuana. That shit is addictive. That's a drug. I don't give a fuck. I know it because I couldn't stop smoking that shit. But it had to do with my mental state, you know,
yeah.
because I suffered from depression for a lot of years. You know, I suffered from extreme anxiety for a lot of years. You know, so that's how I got through it. You know, I had to smoke. Like I had to, you know. I was addicted to it. You know, or you could say I was addicted to the relief it gave me from my outer world. Or well, not my outer world, but my inner world. The chaos that was going on inside, it gave me relief. It gave me peace. That's what I was addicted to, the result. It's not the actual herb, you know. But
I gotta follow. Oh, good. I got a follow-up question for that. So
yeah,
when you say you had when you say you had anxiety, now I believe like every symptom in our body is supposed to be there. Like it's telling us it's an alarm, basically going off, telling you that something's wrong or something that you need to fix. Everything. I believe, you know, everything that goes on with you is supposed to be there because it's trying to tell you something. Do you believe those mental things are the same way, or do you believe that that is a result of the lifestyle also that comes from the diet and the food?
Well, it all serves to help you. It's all there to benefit you. But you know what happens? We don't know how to process it. You know, like depression, for example, that's your check engine light going off like a motherfucker. Bro, you are fucked up. Like you got some
Yeah.
serious issues that you need to address. That's
Really
what it's letting you
disconnect.
know. It's letting you know, like you got a lot of work to do.
Hmm.
You know, it all serves to alert you to something going on the inside of you that needs to be healed. It will all make you a better person if you respond to it, like you receive it with the attitude of, you know, what is this trying to tell me? Or what can I learn from this? How can I grow from this? You know, what am I supposed to get out of this? You know, it all works for your good. It's all there for your good. You know, just like I was saying earlier, you know, if somebody says something to me, like whatever, and I found myself triggered, that's something to be grateful for. That's how I see that. Because through whatever they said, you know, it triggered a reaction, right? And that reaction is evidence that I still got work to do. And there's work to do that I didn't know I had to do until they said what they said, and I responded how I responded. They helping me. See, like I'm committed on growth. I'm committed to growing. Like I'm committed to growth. It's all about growth to me. And everything can help you grow. Everything is to help you grow. That's ultimately the purpose of all of it. It don't matter what it is. It don't matter. And, you know, I know this to be true. So that's how I look at everything. So if something's not going my way, right? Whatever, you know, I'm okay, pause. What am I supposed to learn from this? Like, what can I get out of this? How can this make me better? You know, like I look at everything like that. So yeah, that's what it is.
That's dope. Yo, that's deep, man. I really appreciate you. I'm about to get ready to get off here, but I really, man, I just want you to know how much I appreciate you coming in, sharing your story as advertised, giving it to the people raw like you always do, like you always are. And I just want you to know, man, I know you get attacked a lot, and I know you don't care, but man, there's people out there, like I was going to say, just like there's those negative people out there. That man, there's people out there that are really connecting with you, really connecting with the information. They're really learning and growing. You know, like I tell you all the time, and I tell Bobby, I send people to y'all's page, man, because not because I don't want to deal with them, because I've never been in this situation before. I never been big before. I never been in a situation where I had to lose weight before. Okay, so for some reason, some people don't vibe with me like that. You know, they can't connect with the information or can't really believe that I'm saying what I'm saying. So when somebody has been there and they've been through it, and like I said, I've never ate one thing longer than 7 days ever in my lifetime. Okay, even you know, but even now when I do eat mono, I'll eat grapes for 2 days, watermelon for a couple days, and you know, oranges. I love oranges; are my favorite thing. You know, I've never took that journey for 100 days, so I wouldn't be able to tell you what 100 days is like of eating one thing. See what I'm saying? So I send a lot of people to you guys, and they're grateful for it. You know, most of the people that I send to you guys are really grateful for it. You know, just following you guys and listen to the information. So I appreciate what you guys are doing. You know, whether you know it or not, you're making my job a hell of a lot easier. You know what I'm saying? And I definitely appreciate you.
I appreciate it, brother. It's great talking to you this evening.
Yes, sir. So if you guys want to read the book, check out the book. Scrolling right across the bottom. That link is at the bottom. It's so small that I can't even read it, or I would definitely shout it out. What is it? overcoming addictions dot info. Overcoming addictions dot info. Go check it out. I'm telling you, man, you'll come to me, you'll be like, yo, I'm glad you sent me to that link. You know what I'm saying? Because I was just like I said, I just grabbed the book off support and I was getting into it, bro. I was getting into it. I was like, yo, this is a genius work here, man. You really a special guy, man. I really appreciate it. And also too, if you're interested on taking a journey, stepping in and getting around, we didn't even talk about the watermelon washout. Okay. The watermelon washout, they have Kev Ramon in there. He's going to be leading the live Zooms and stuff like that, right? Correct? You're going to be leading the live Zooms?
No. Me and Bobby do the Zooms together, but I'm doing a Zoom apart from that. So this is like a bonus that everyone in the VIP is getting. I'm going to start teaching class on Zoom. This is just extra. This wasn't even part of the original, plan or anything. I just, I had the idea came and it was like, let's run it, So that's starting tomorrow. There's probably going to be a lot of extras coming along, like added to, the group as we go along. There's already been like 3 extras added. Like Bobby started a group chat. I started a group chat. And then, I'm going to start teaching this class tomorrow. So, and we're only on day 4. And we're just constantly adding value to the challenge. We're constantly adding value, increasing the value, but the price don't increase, because me and Bobby, we strive to over deliver. Like we want to give everybody in the washout so much value, like just ridiculous with it, Yeah. And that's
heard you guys started out with a 4-hour. Heard you guys started out with a 4-hour powerful.
4-hour Zoom. Yep. We went to I believe to midnight. We started at 8 and went to midnight. And whatever it takes. If people still raising hands, people still got questions, people still, hey, I mean, we're here for it. That's what this is about.
That's true.
We like me and Bobby, it's like we both have that same passion, to help people set themselves free. Like we want to see people win. And we're both committed to that. So yeah, like that was just our first one. There's still people joining. There's still people signing up for the watermelon washout. There's still people signing up for VIP. So our next audience,
that's why I wanted to tell
bigger. Yeah. Our next audience is going to be bigger than this one was. And we had for the most part, there were 25 people on that call. This next one is going to be more. Like it's just going to keep going up. I ain't going to get into that, but I got wait till you see if you get to see it. One of my clients is a psychiatrist, I believe, like a high level psychiatrist, like high level, like 23 years and has 50 psychiatrists working for her. She's a coach. She's an ordained minister. Like she wears a lot of hats.
That's dope.
Like she's
that's dope.
And she's
y'all gotta give it up for that.
She's my client.
Go ahead.
And she was on the Zoom call. And when you hear what she said about that Zoom call, it's gonna blow a lot of minds. I should have it out tomorrow because we did our session today. We did our first session and we did it on Zoom, and she recorded it and sent it to me. she also wants to take my book and also turn it into a paperback. And
Yeah, I was going to ask about that. It
she
should
wants
be.
to do that on her own because she's
Mm.
an author. She's an author too. Like she has a
That's
publisher.
so dope, bro. That's
You
so
know.
dope.
So when you hear what she says about that first Zoom call,
Mm.
like I was just thinking, like, and I said this to her, like, coming from you, that speaks volumes because she's been in that, you know, like the mental health industry for 23 years. Like she's a boss and she's she got tremendous value from that Zoom call, you know. So coming from somebody, you know, of that, I guess, pedigree, that says a lot about that Zoom, that first Zoom. And that's just the first one. I never did a Zoom call before. Like Bobby do them all the time. I never did it before. Not like that. You know,
Yeah.
Bobby got the fruit up till fives and they, you know, they do their thing and they're on Zoom and all that.
Yeah.
That was my first one. And
That's amazing, bro. Much respect to you
wait
for
till you
that.
hear it. Wait till you hear it. Like
I could relate because I had a doctor that I had to help him with his daughter. Right, his daughter suffering from anxiety. She's one of those people that go overseas and helps people, like humanitarian. You know, goes into the the poor parts of the world and she helps people. And she was suffering from anxiety, and I helped her through her dad, who's a real well known doctor. And he was just talking about how before he met me, he was giving her, he's paying thousands and thousands of dollars for her medication, right? For her,
for
for her
drugs.
medication so that she can, for her drugs to get better. She was paying, he was paying $1,000 and talked to me, and then we were able to help her with just a couple natural supplements and getting her eating right. And so I can definitely relate to that. And he's in charge of, he's like a pediatrician or something, like in the area, and he got 100 people working under him. So I'm going to be going out there, and he wants me to speak to some of his people too. You know what I mean? So that I can definitely relate to that. That's definitely so dope, man. And I'm glad to be a part of it, man. I'm glad to interview you before you get out there and got on, some of the big platforms or something. You know what I mean? So I definitely appreciate you, man. Is there anything else that you want to say to the people? Marcus Juice Hart, what up, fam? Is there anything else that you want to say before we get out of here?
Nothing comes to mind, brother. I just again I appreciate being on here with you. You know, I appreciate you inviting me on, and it was great talking to you. Like finally, talking to you like face to face virtually.
Yeah, definitely, man.
Yeah.
Definitely. And this won't be the last time, man. This won't be the last time for sure. You know what I mean? Blessings to you guys in the washout. I know you guys don't need the luck. I see some great things happening in there. And you know, I just wish you guys the best, man. That's it.
Appreciate it. Appreciate it.
All right, family. Until next time, see you later.
Salute.
Peace.